everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to do a graphic liner look, but first let's start with some eyeshadow. I'm going to use the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Cremated palette, and using these two shades with a blending brush, I'm going to start by applying them on the outer corner and blend it into my crease and a little bit on my lower lash line. Just repeat the process on the other eye. It doesn't look like much because these are subtle colors, just to give the eye some dimension. Now I'm going to use a shimmer shadow that's almost the color of my skin and apply it all over the lid. Repeat the process on the other side and try to keep that V shape on the outer corner. After that's done, I went back in with my blending brush just to make sure everything was nicely blended and looked fine. Now let's move on to the eyeliner. I'm going to use the NYX Epic Ink Liner, and while looking straight in the mirror, I'm going to draw a thin line to start creating the wing. Once you're happy with the length of the line, look straight into the mirror and connect the line to your lash line. It's fine if there are some gaps because we can fix it later, but for now let's focus on making sure the outline of the wing looks like we want it to. As I'm fixing the gaps, I'm also starting to fill in the wing while looking straight into the mirror. Now it's time to connect the wing to the eye. I don't like to do a really thick line because I don't think it suits my eye shape that well, so I'm trying to draw a really thin line really close to my lash line and connect it to the wing. To finish up, I went back to that initial line and tried to make the end of it a bit longer and thinner, and now we're ready to move on to the other eye. It's the exact same process, so start with a thin line and don't worry about the gaps as we can fix them later. While I was filming, I didn't realize that I started to move my head and my eye wasn't in the middle of the screen anymore, and sometimes it's not even on screen. I'm really sorry about that, and I promise that moving forward I'll try to get better, but I did everything that I had already done on the other eye, so hopefully it's easy to understand. Now that the wing is done, we're ready to move on to the graphic liner. We're going to start with the chain. For the first part, you want to connect the end of the wing to its start, so take your eyeliner and lightly start drawing some circles to imitate the aspect of the chain. The trick is to try to not make them perfect. This look is easier than what it looks like, so don't put too much pressure on yourself and just try to do some circular motions. At this point, my eyeliner pen started to get completely dry, but I kept on using it because that allowed me to create a draft of what I wanted the chain to look like, but don't worry because we'll fix it later. Once we're done with that part of the chain, we're ready to move on to the next bit. For this part, we'll try to connect the middle of the wing to the middle of the lower lash line. It's the exact same process, just a different placement, so remember to keep a light hand and try to do some circular motions because they don't need to look perfect. I'm sorry about the angle in the focus. Again, I didn't really notice it while filming because I'm not gonna lie, I was getting a bit frustrated at my eyeliner not working, but I'm going to try my best to get better for future videos and hopefully you can still understand how I did it. At this point, I decided to change liners and started using the Essence waterproof eyeliner pen to finish the look and to go over what I had previously done. Now that I've fixed the first part of the chain, it's time to move on to the second one and finish it too. Remember that we want to connect the middle of the wing to the middle of the lower lash line using circular motions. As you can see, my circles aren't perfect, but it still works out in the end. Now we're ready to move on to the third and last part of the line. This part is pretty simple. All you have to do is draw some circles in a vertical line starting on the middle of your lower lash line. You can do as many circles as you want depending on how long you want it to be. Once you're happy with its length, all that's left is the cross. This is the easiest part of the look. All you need to do is draw a vertical line starting from the bottom of the chain and a smaller horizontal line. I kept mine pretty thin and small, but you can make the cross as thick and as big as you want. And that is all. Now all that's left is to do all of that on the other eye. Once you're all done with the liner, it should look something like this. For a few more details, I took a shimmery white shadow and I applied it on my inner corner. Now I'm curling my lashes before applying some mascara. For today's look, I decided to go with the Kiku Standout Volume Buildable Mascara before applying some individual lashes. I wanted to keep the focus on the liner, so I applied some smaller ones, and after that I used the bigger spoolie brush that came with them to blend them in. To finish it all up, I used my favorite liner to line my lips. This is the NYX Slide On Glide On Liner in the shade Alluring, and one of my favorite lipsticks, a Sephora Satin Lipstick in the shade Lucky One, with some of the Huda Beauty Power Bullet Matte Lipstick in the shade Prom Night in the middle. And that's the finished look. I hope you liked it. Make sure to like and subscribe, and check out all of my other social media accounts for more makeup and fashion content. The links will be in the description along with the links of the products used. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.